might break the ice a little bit as far as the Italians are concerned. But they are very, very quick, and the midfield player do support the forwards much more quickly than the Liverpool setup just at the moment.
Hansen.
First half has gone particularly well for Liverpool, because after they lost Lawrenson, I thought that they might struggle a wee bit. But nevertheless, they've kept to the job, they've marked properly, and they've controlled most of it, except for that little dash that they seem to have from in the middle of the field, usually based by Platini. And this man here, Boniek, one of the fastest players, and probably passing the ball to the best left-back that I've ever seen, Cabrini.
Bodini. Outside of the boot. Looking to get Cabrini in, and does. Too high for Briaschi. Didn't arrive at Tardelli. Rossi. Platini. Tardelli. Scirea once more. Forward in attack. The referee has a check of the watch, the stadium clock indicating that time is up. Just the one statistic, a booking for John Walk. We reach half-time with the score Juventus 0, Liverpool 0.
And before we have a word about that first half, let's go to the newsroom down for an update on the proceedings there tonight from John Humphreys.
It's now about 2.5 hours since the rioting began, and Brussels police are putting the number of dead at 36. Officials in the stadium say they believe most of those are Italians, but that has not been confirmed yet by the police. Hundreds are injured, many of them seriously. The emergency telephone number to phone in Brussels is 010-322 517-9611, and I'll repeat that. Barriers as the crowd surged forward. Then it was a desperate rush to try to get the injured out of the crowd. Many were trapped by the sheer weight of numbers. By now, officials were trying to restore order. Later, a helicopter was used to ferry some of the injured to hospital. And we've now had a report from our man at the scene, Wesley Kerr. He was within feet of the incident which set off the trouble. I must warn you that some of the pictures that you'll be seeing are distressing.
The tragedy began about an hour before the match was due to begin, when supporters in a Juventus stand began climbing over the wall after fans in a neighbouring and overcrowded Liverpool stand began to spread out. Missiles were thrown in the air. We went to investigate the cause of the trouble. Suddenly there was an almighty crash of masonry about 6 feet from where we stood. In that instant, many people must have been crushed to death, although at first they were not visible because of the bodies piled on top of them. It took a few moments for people to realize what had happened, and amazingly it took many minutes for the medical services to move in. Instead, in an astonishing display of insensitivity, the authorities deployed armed riot police. By this time, as the police dealt with the supposed riot, it had become clear that a slaughter had occurred. Some police were carrying out bodies on crowd control fences. It was a full 40 minutes before a stretcher was brought in.
Guarda, bastardi!
Elsewhere in the ground, bemused supporters weren't sure how to react. Some reacted badly. Many seriously hurt people were wandering about unnoticed. Bodies lay unattended on the terraces. By now, a few medical attendants had arrived on the scene, but there was little they could do. Bodies were piled up alongside the stadium. Nothing could be done for most of them.
All set to get the second half underway. Check of the watch from Mr. Dana. Juventus attacking the goal to our left. Scirea, the man at the back, although he got forward quite a lot during the first period. Tardelli. Bonini. He was put in. And I noticed that Craig Johnson has come on wearing number 16, presumably in place of Paul Walsh. Just checking around, yes, in place of Paul Walsh. Craig Johnston, who was himself substituted a year ago in the European Cup final, comes on this time as a substitute. So Liverpool have used both their substitutes, and both because of injury. Lawrenson going off in the second minute to be replaced by the man we were just looking at then, Gary Gillespie. And now Paul Walsh off just, well, he was injured just before half-time and replaced at the start of the second half by Craig Johnson. Ian Rush. Ronnie Whelan. Johnson really had no place to go. Breeze, if anything, a little bit stronger. And into Juventus faces. Dalglish makes the forward run. This is Whelan. John Wark. Too far for him, and he pushed his man. Bonini. Second time in the match, he's managed to trip himself. Gillespie. It was just a clearance and nothing more. Scirea. Neal. If the time to jump, the better. But the foot of Craig Johnson was up. Platini, always happy to get the ball, never mind the fact that he was on that occasion marked by two men. Bonini trying to get Rossi away. Liverpool ball. He thought he was pushed, but the referee thought otherwise. Neal, who has now fixed his testimonial match, start of next season, on August the 12th against Everton at Anfield. Boniek. And again Boniek. Platini. Not often trying to play the ball through the middle, and reasonably enough, because 2 or 3 times they've looked like being successful. Don't really use too much width. Good control. Platini. Briaschi offering a bit of width. Tardelli. Rossi. Back bar rush for Liverpool. Beglin. An unnecessary number of passes in defence for Liverpool, but they come away with it. Beglin. Rush. Scirea to him. Pass was really intended for John Walk, but he didn't continue his run, and I don't think he would have managed to collect had he done so. Platini. And the flag is up for offside. Grobbelaar into the danger anyway. Hansen. Good running by Hansen, but there's no chance of collecting that. Just the occasional natural football reaction, crowd reaction. But by and large, the stadium understandably and properly muted. Is on the left, Rash down the middle, and two coming behind him. Away by Cabrini. Briaschi. Taken away by Wark. Position tidied by Neal. Good counter by Sergio Brio. Platini. A slightly surprising offside decision, I feel, against Rossi. Certainly surprised Rossi and Platini. Grobbelaar in time for a brief conversation.